Gergo Borlai, welcome back.
Thanks for having me here.
Oh, it's been quite some time. Last time you were on Beatit was COVID, lockdown time.
Okay.
We had a talk. Then before that, whoa, there was some drum clinic somewhere. In
Here and there.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lots of things have changed since then.
In general.
Yeah, in general, in life, in your career, I suppose.
Yeah, partly. Yeah.
But we're catching up with you at Silesia Drum Festival.
Yep.
And it's a drum festival, so it's a slightly different environment to a lesson or a, drum camp or a drum workshop or something like that. So what do you think, in your opinion, is the most important thing you would like to convey when doing this type of show, which obviously you can't go too much in depth, right? So what's the most, you think, important thing?
Well, this festival is beautiful. I checked some videos from the past, and it's more performance style, and I love that because I'm a performer basically, and of course because it's just still intimate, so we still can talk, asking questions and answering those, but the focus is on playing, on performing, and make expression and experience for the audience, for the new drummers. So, and I really, really love and enjoy that, to be honest.
The topic of becoming a better drummer, improving one's skills, what would you say is or are the most important factors?
Hard to answer this question these days, because the focus is on some different things. I mean, we are living the life of cover drumming and cover playing, and it's just not my thing. I'm born to be original, and I'm born to make originality. So I don't know what is the good advice for a new people, but to be honest, I still can believe in music, so I can say focus on music and be original and be a musician.
And like you said, during your performance, you've actually done your share of covering. You did, how many did you say? 13 Zappa albums in your teens, right?
Yep.
So you've done your covers, basically.
Yeah, it was just, I just had no idea how can I learn really this kind of difficult music that time. So I just learned note by note how Bozio and Chad and Winnie played.
Yeah.
It was a great school.
Now, since the last time we talked, a lot has changed gear-wise for you.
Okay.
So let's make the companies happy.
Yeah, so I'm still with Gretsch since 10 years. I always loved Gretsch. I, became in love with Gretsch when I was 6. And I endorsed them since 10 years, and I'm the happiest and the most hardcore Gretsch nerd you ever met.
So how many kids do you own?
Not that much, actually. I have 2 in LA. I have 2 in Barcelona. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Hungary.
Okay.
9.
All Gretches?
Of course. And some of them are really vintage ones, and some of them are endorser kids. I'm with Zildjian. It's been almost 5 years now. And I grew up on Zildjian. All my drummers played on Zildjian. I loved mostly, and I was playing on Zildjian for 15 years, but I wasn't endorse them. But I just loved the sound. So, at one point I knew that I had to make this final decision. So I moved to Zildjian, and that was the best decision I ever made. And I'm in a very, very good position at Zildjian. They send me prototypes. I'm going to stage sometimes to make some promotional video to them, and I just love the sound. It just speaks to me, and when I hit a regular A custom ride, and I'm saying, oh yeah, this is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
So it was A customs today.
It was A customs today. Yeah. I didn't bring my own cymbals because the fly company I was coming from lost my cymbals 3 times this year, so I didn't want to risk it.
Okay.
Too much trouble.
But is it that you prefer the A customs, or do you use the Ks and the other ones too?
I was using A customs for a long, long time Even before I was a Zildjian endorser, I was using mostly A customs. And when I became an endorser, my first call was the A customs. Until they came out with the K paired thing, crashes. What changed me radically? So basically I'm using those ones these days, but you know, when I'm traveling and when I'm asking cymbals, I know there's no mistakes with the A customs, and it's still easier to get because K paper thins are still fresh and crispy, so they have to send it here and there.
And your choice of Chinas?
Unfortunately, there was no 22-inch China here, so I was using a 19-inch overhammered China on the left, left. Yeah, basically I'm using China as a right simple because I'm partly open-handed guy. I born as a left-handed guy. And the right hand there was a 14-inch China trash. You know, it's just I just needed some shorter something which is still not stack yet.
What about the skins?
Drum heads, Remo. What else? Those were clear Emperor. I was thinking to, you know, because when I'm playing only one night, then I could ask an ambassador, but I prefer a little less sustains these days. So those were clear Emperor. The kick is always P3, power stroke 3, clear. Always, I was using my signature snare drum and there was a control sound coded on it, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Sticks?
Bickford 5A Extreme 5A. It's a little bit, I think it's slightly thicker than the regular 5A, but definitely a little bit longer. So I really love the balance and the rebound of those slightly longer sticks.
And pedals?
Those were 9000s. I switched to 5000 single chain in the last couple of years. DW, yes, Drum Workshop, thank you. And but you know, it's not everywhere. So, but 9000 is basically everywhere. So I was using those.
You've actually switched to single chain.
Yeah.
Why? Do you want to go more vintage like?
Well, you know, I grew up on the single chain 5000 pedals, and for some reason, I think it's just the secret is it's a very, very simple tool. So the options are limited, which is good. Back in the days, there was no really options, you know, and the pedals were smaller. Now the pedals are so big, and I prefer smaller pedals. And for some reason, because of the movement of the beater, I can play much more harder than with the 9000s, which is a little bit more direct. The 5000 single chain, especially the single chain, is less direct. So I have to use more my legs on its way.
So you feel like you've got more control of the pedal?
Kinda, and definitely more powerful with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting approach, yeah. Makes sense. Any in-ears, stuff like that?
Not this time. I was using slapless drum gills, and it was just impossible to bring my own SE microphones, so unfortunately I couldn't use those. But no in-ears. I was using the Bickford headphone, and I love it.